Johnny, today we looked at a few things. We looked at your bunker shot to start off with, and yeah, you said at the start it was a shot that really scares you because it never flew out the bunker. Okay, so the first thing was you said there wasn't much sand, which is why your ball was flying off about this kind of height. If it flew off at that kind of height, you got a bit scared because it went miles and miles and miles. So what did you do? Let's have a look at what you did. You then swung really slow, because if you didn't swing slow, it would go really far. So your shots were kind of in a circle. You would have the shots that would go a long way because you didn't hit much sand. Then you'd get scared and then swing a little bit slow, and then something like this would happen. And we'd just keep going around in circles. So for someone as good at golf as you are, your bunker shots were not so good. Okay, so what did we do? You can kind of see, it kind of rubbed off a little bit, but we had two lines. One was here, and one was here. Okay, and then in this, just in here, we had like a square, little shape. Okay, now the first game we're doing was, we can see the first red line is where the club is pointing, and the second red line is where it's somewhere closer to your left foot. Why is that? Because we need a high shot. Okay, now if we get rid of these two, we can also see that the club is now pointing more up into the air, which is also going to help with the high shot. Now the first game we did was having that square, hitting all of the sand that was in the square at me. Okay, so I was sanding somewhere over this way, and what you were doing was hitting all that sand at me. Now what you needed to do was add in a lot of speed, otherwise the sand would not get me. Okay, so in your start position, all we can see is that you are standing a little bit wider, always closer to your left foot, and now let's see what happens in your swing. Okay, long swing. Now this is what we're really going to look at, the contact with the ball. So before, as you came down, on this one where you got a little bit scared, if you see there where the contact is, it's a long way before the ball, which is why the speed of the ball was really, really low. Now the contact's closer to the ball, so we can see what happens now. The ball flies up pretty high. Okay, the second drill, or the thing I wanted you to practice, was this. If we imagine there is one line here and one line here, what we wanted is all the contact with the ground to be somewhere in this gap, okay, after the first line and coming out before the second one. Okay, what you did a good job then afterwards was that kind of contact, which when put all together looked something like this. Cool. Really, really good. So this one on the right was actually your first shot after we talked about all these things. Was pretty good. Okay, now if we talk about the rest of the lesson, we then did shots from everywhere. We went over here on the slope. We went over here on this slope. We went when your ball was somewhere under the ground. Went on this slope. Went on the other side where it's the down slope. So one going this way, one going this way. Awesome. Okay, so really, really good job of how to change the technique needed, and then it was just some practice there. But really, really good job today. Any questions, let me know, and I will see you next week.